Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new week of the Playmakers Vibe podcast. We just got finished with All-Star Weekend, but that's not what we're going to focus on today. We're not going to focus on NBA. Today, we're focusing on college basketball because we're a couple of weeks away from the start of conference tournament. I have all your conferences and all the dates that will begin with conference tournament. So if you don't know me by now, this is Darren Playmaker Sellers, and I'm here to talk college basketball with you guys. So we're going to talk about conference tournament coming up. We're going to look at key games that took place from February 5th to now. We're going to also look at the state of the Florida Gators. I'm going to have Brother Ken Moore on from Any Key Radios on with me. We're going to go over the new coaches that's going on so far. We're going to talk some basketball from his perspective as a coach. So sit back, relax, enjoy this great show that I'm about to put on for you guys. And as we inch closer and closer to March Madness. Let's get it started. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we left off with what happened on February 5th with key games that don't happen. So let's go ahead and jump down to February 6th and go from there. So on February, the key games and key results that happened from February up to now. Cincinnati went on the road and beat Wichita, the Bearcats over the Shockers. Louisiana took down Georgia Southern Conference USA action, 80-78. Pepperdine took down Santa Clara, 91-77. We go down to February 7th. The Maryland Terrapins, ranked 9th at the time, went on the road to beat 20th ranked at the time Illinois, 75-66. Anthony Caron Jr., 20 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Good job. A game that I watched. Harvard went on the road and beat Yale off of missed free throws by Yale. What a way to lose it to your rivals at home by not making free throws at the end. That had to hurt. It is Harvard got the road win. Jump down to February 8th. Rivalry Day. It was on the Saturday. Went into Chapel Hill. Over North Carolina Tar Heels. The Tar Heels, they have lost a lot of close games only because they can't keep leads. Roy Williams is having a very tough time this year. It's hard to see, but it is what it is at this point in time. 98-96. Trey Jones, 28 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and I believe that game went in overtime. The number 2nd ranked Bulldogs over Gonzaga. Gonzaga Bulldogs beat St. Mary's, not Mount St. Mary's, excuse me. Beat St. Mary's 90-60. Drew Time, 20 points, 10 rebounds. Just a dominant performance of the second best team one of the best teams in the West Coast Conference. Gonzaga, obviously the best, and BYU probably is the second best team. St. Mary's is probably the third. And Gonzaga put it on the road, by the way. It was at St. Mary's. Whew. Number 5, Louisville took down the defending champs of UAB, 80-70, 60 points against UAB. You are going to win the game. That is plain and simple. And that's what Louisville did. They got the 80. They beat the Cavaliers. There you go. Dayton Flyers, ranked 6th, took down St. Louis. That was a great game. 71-65. Obi Toppin, a man who was a runner for the Wooden of the Year, Player of the Year, John Wooden Player of the Year. He has a strong case for winning. 17 points, 4 rebounds, and a win over probably the second best team in the 18 right now in the St. Louis. Seton Hall went on the road and took down 10th ranked Nova in the top 12 matchup. 12th ranked Pirates over the 10th ranked Wildcats on the road. 70-64. What a game. Another game that I called on Saturday, the Tigers of Auburn, ranked 11, took down the LSU Tigers, ranked 18 in overtime, 91-90. For the first time this season, LSU cannot pull out a close win. They had the lead. Auburn came back, took the lead. They didn't relinquish it. A 1-point win in overtime. Javon McCartney, 23 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. That man almost had a triple-double. And they needed every bit of it for Auburn. OU shot West Virginia, 13th ranked West Virginia, 69-59. What happened to West Virginia on that one? Where was y'all at? West Virginia? Where was y'all at in that game? Christian Doolittle, 27 points, 12 rebounds. Good double-double. Speaking of upsets, Oregon State took down 14th ranked Oregon, 63-53. Peyton Richardson, what happened? Oh, Kyler Kelly, 14.7 rebounds. That's what happened. Michigan took down their arch rival, 16th ranked Michigan State. What a game that was. Xavier Smith came back from having whatever trouble he was in. 16 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists. Not bad. UCLA went on the road to upset 23rd ranked Arizona, 63-52. Jalen Hill, 9 points, 9 rebounds. But that was the total team effort for UCLA, which is shocking to beat Arizona Wildcats the way they did. Very shocking. Temple over SMU in the American Conference, 97-90 in overtime. Quentin Rose, 25 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Purdue on the road took down Indiana. They arch rival, 74-62. Bobby Knight returned to Assembly Hall. That's the first time he has been there in over 20 years. Too bad the Hoosiers could not back that up with a win over their arch rival, the Boilermakers. Aaron Ruller, 17 points, 3 rebounds. Good job, man. One of the most shocking ones from the American Conference, the South Florida Bulls went on the road to Memphis, Tennessee, and beat Penny Hardaway and his Tigers, 75-73. Justin Brown, 14 points, 16 rebounds. You gotta be kidding me, 16 rebounds? 16 rebounds. And when we were looking at Memphis as one of the best teams to look at, they gave us 16 rebounds to one person from South Florida. Are you kidding me right now? But I digress. Jump down to February 9th. Marquette over 19th ranked then Butler Bulldogs, 76-57. Butler didn't show up for that game. They just didn't show up on the road. Brandon Baylor, good to see somebody else's name on the stat sheet besides Marcus Howard, 16 points, 8 rebounds. The 25th ranked Cougars of Houston took down Wichita State, 73-43. Wichita State has been up and down. They'll beat the brace off somebody and they'll look very impressive doing it. Then they'll get the brace beat off them. And Wichita State's up and down. What can I say? UConn beat Cincinnati 72-71. That was a good victory for UConn Huskies. That was a very good victory. Then we go to February 10th, Super Tuesday. How about the Duke Blue that was following up their big win over North Carolina on the road? They came home to Cameron, Illinois, and took down 8th ranked Florida State Seminoles 70-65. Vernon Curry Jr. 10 boards, 10 points, double on the day. No problem with that one. Radford. I got to throw some mid-majors in there. Radford went on the road and beat Winthrop. Radford beat Winthrop 81-77. What a great win for Radford. Good job. February 11th, Michigan State bounced back from their loss to Michigan by going on the road and beat 22nd ranked Illinois 70-69. Xavier Tillman, 17 points, 11 rebounds on the day. As we tug along here to February 12th, the Kansas Jayhawks on the road went to Press Virginia Country and beat Press Virginia and Bobby Huggins 58-49. Very low scoring game, by the way. Devon Dotson, 15.4 rebounds. What a game. Georgia Tech shot 5th ranked Louisville 64-58. Moses White, 12.6 rebounds. That's one of 2 shocking losses for the 5th ranked Louisville Cardinals at this point in time of the season of this week. 23rd ranked Creighton went on the road to take down 10th ranked Seton Hall 87-82. What a win for Creighton Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are coming. Don't get it twisted. The Blue Jays are coming. Be very ready for the Blue Jays. 15th ranked Noble went on to take down 18th ranked Marquette 72-71. Very competitive game. But hey, Nova found a way to get it done in Philadelphia. They found a way to get it done in Philadelphia, so that's a good win for you guys. 19th ranked Butler beat Xavier 66-61. Sean McDermott 14.6 rebounds. By the way, Jeremiah Robinson from Villanova 17 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists when they beat Marquette. George Mason, a team that we heard of back in the 2006, 2007 time. George Mason went on the road to take down VCU. Boy, the 18 got some competition going on over there. 72-67. Let me give a shout out to A.J. Wilson, 14 points, 11 rebounds on the road. And that's how you play. Okay, sir. February 13th. 17 ranked Oregon took down 16 ranked Colorado. A game that I watched, by the way. Colorado was up. They was handling their business. I don't know what happened, but Oregon came back and won. Will Richardson, 21 points, 9 rebounds. In the comeback victory for the Oregon Ducks, that was much needed. The Indiana Hoosiers took down 21st ranked Iowa, 89-77. Devontae Green, 27 points, 4 rebounds. The Big Ten, they have a lot of teams. We'll see. We're going to go back to the mid-majors here. It's Gardner Webb. He went through 74-70. Winthrop, that's 2 losses on y'all, man. Two couple bad losses there. That's not good. Cincinnati took down Penny Hardaway and his Memphis Tigers 92-86. Trey Scott, 25 points, 19. This dude had 25 points and 19 rebounds. Why? And guess what? He ain't coming back. San Fran took down Santa Clara, 70-61. Austin Peay over Murray State, 71-68. We go to Valentine's Day, Friday night, February 14th. The start of All-Star Weekend, by the way. You had Davidson go on the road and beat St. Bonaventure, 93-64. Wow. Down Penn, 75 to the Ivy League. Then we go to the next day, February 5th. Number 1 Baylor took down Press Virginia, 70-59. Press Virginia was not ready for them Baylor Bears, and you've seen it. Clemson, as we continue the week of the downfall of the Louisville Cardinals, took down 5th ranked Louisville, 77-62. John Newman III, 23.6. Maryland, a game that I caught, by the way. 9th ranked, the Terrapins of Maryland went on the road. They went to East Lansing and took down Michigan State, 67-60. Anthony Cowan Jr., who is a runner for the Wooden Player of the Year award, 24 points, 4 rebounds. Providence took down 10th ranked Seton Hall, 74-70. What ridiculous. Missouri out of all teams took down 11 Auburn Tigers, 85-73. Isaiah Pinson, 28 points, 5 6 3 rebounds. Georgetown went on the road to beat the Butler Bulldogs, 73-66. Terrell Allen, 22 points. Great jobs. SMU over 20th ranked Houston, 73-72 in overtime. What a game. Rutgers over 22nd ranked Illinois, 72-57. Warren Harper Jr., 27.6 rebounds. Rutgers trying to make a bid for the NCAA tournament. You better watch out. The Big Ten might get about 8-9 teams in there. You better watch out. 24th ranked Texas Tech, 73-7. Bama took down 25th ranked LSU, 88-82. Penn took down Yale. Princeton over Brown, 73-54. St. Mary's. I keep saying about St. Mary's. St. Mary's took down Pacific, 71-63. How about this one? Loyola Chicago took down Northern Iowa, 82-73 in overtime. What a game. And coming down the home stretch, February 16, 2020, Michigan over Indiana, 89-65. Loyola of Maryland over Colgate, 84-80. UConn over Memphis, 64-61. February 18th, number 5 Dayton went on the road to take down VCU, 66-61. Illinois went on the road to upset ninth-ranked Penn State 62-56. 10th ranked Kentucky went on the road to take down LSU 79-76. 15th ranked Creighton went on the road to beat Marquette, 19th ranked Marquette 73-65. UMass over St. Louis 67-63. And to finish it off, February 19th, 2020, Seton Hall, ranked 16th in the country, took down 21st ranked Butler 74-72 in a thrilling back and forth game. And I don't believe what we saw in that game. Game winner at the buzzer. Seton Hall, the home team, survives another loss. What a win for Seton Hall in the Big East. The Big East, a very competitive game, a very competitive conference right now. So that's where we stand at as of right now. And with that being said, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, I got Brother Kim Moore coming on, and we're going to talk some college hoops, and we're going to talk coaching. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And I got my brother on from Any Key Radio's, Ken Moore. How's it going?
Oh man, I'm doing bad. Glad to be back on. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So, before we get started, let's go ahead and give us your take on the college basketball season thus
It's been pretty wild, man. It's pretty much been the year of the mid major because you're seeing a lot of the surprising mid majors and surprises, I should say, between teams like Baylor being number one, and you got Dayton in the top 10, Penn State in the top 10. So it's really kind of been a little been topsy turvy, and you really can't really pinpoint a team. Besides, Baylor's kind of been pretty consistent, but for the most part, really can't pinpoint one team that you can say there's a clear favorite for the championship. So it's been really interesting to watch for sure.
To piggyback up what you said, I think we're up to 18 top five teams being upset about ranked teams
Yeah,
this
man,
season.
it's crazy.
The latest of them being Louisville, and Louisville had dropped two in a
And
row.
Seton Hall just lost to Providence the other day.
Yep,
Yeah,
Providence.
so
Yep, that
yep,
was ranked 10th. So yeah, we're like up to
yeah.
18. It's crazy. So I'm gonna throw a question out there because this is something that I have been going back and forth with people on social media. People don't respect San Diego State and what they have done this season. They are the only unbeaten team in college basketball. Why do people feel disrespectful towards San Diego State?
I think they kind of fall in the line of like Gonzaga for a few years. It probably took maybe about 3 or 4 years before we really started to respect Gonzaga as a perennial, big time program. So I think that's kind of where they're falling under. And then two, they're also on the West Coast, so a lot of people don't really get a chance to see them play. So I think that's part of it too. And then they don't play in the strongest conference. I believe they're in the WAC if I remember right. Um,
Mountain
oh, the
West.
Mountain West. Thank you. So they're not playing the highest level of competition. So I think it's just those three factors. But if you look at San Diego State, they pretty much make the tournament every year. And they've had a few Sweet 16 runs, in the Steve Fisher era. So it's not like they've been a bad program. So I can't say that. I think that's really the main reason why. I think it's because like I said, you're on the West Coast, you don't really get to see them. They don't play in the strongest conference, and then it's just a matter of them not getting their respect because they haven't. It takes some time for them to it takes time for schools like that to get, really the respect that they're due. But they're a good program. They have been for a long time.
You you have played, coached, and watched basketball for most of your life, sir.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about the Big East this year?
Um, I think it's one of those years where you could look at three teams in terms of it being a toss up as to who is going to walk away with it. I know in the beginning of the year, I was big on Seton Hall. I think, we talked about them before the season started, and I was real big on them. Um, I think you got Seton Hall, you got Villanova, and you got Butler. We just finished watching Seton Hall and Butler just battle all the way down to the buzzer. So I think it's probably those three teams, and I may be missing another contender, but I think it's up to those three teams. I watched Seton Hall and Villanova a couple of Saturdays ago, I think it was, and Seton Hall kind of handled them. But I think in terms of the Big East, it's those three teams that you got to look at as the contenders. If I had to pick one, though, I'd probably pick Seton Hall.
What about Creighton?
I said I was missing one. So Creighton. But
Creighton came out of nowhere.
But you know what though? That's Creighton's is another program that kind of fly under the radar, but they are usually have a really good team, year in and year out.
What kind of season does this mean for the Big East, knowing that UConn is coming back next year?
Oh, that's gonna be fun, man. I think it was, losing them and losing Syracuse kind of took a little luster away. I still can't get used to Syracuse being in the ACC. I don't know if I'll ever get used to that. But I just think it's a good look for Connecticut to come back. Now, mind you, Connecticut is still kind of down. They're not the Jim Calhoun Connecticut team. Danny Hurley is still kind of building his program there. But it'll definitely be another team that you will have to look out for in the Big East for sure.
Based on this season, are you taking the ACC or the Big Ten?
Man, that's a good question. If I got to go top to bottom in terms of which one is deeper, I'm probably going to go with the Big Ten. I think the ACC is a little more top heavy because you got, Louisville and Duke. And then, once you get past that, then it's like kind of a drop off. You know what I'm saying?
And I got to admit, I might have to apologize. You might have to apologize with me. Florida State they kept it going for so far.
You know how I feel about Florida State.
They kept it going so far.
But again, Darnell, we had this conversation a few times. They went into Duke, stayed close the entire game, but I never had a doubt in my mind that Duke was going to win that game. They always, when it comes to games, big time games or statement games where they got an opportunity to make some noise to show people that they're on that level, they come up short. So I don't know if I'll ever be a believer in Florida State.
I agree with you. I talked about my Big Ten. Speaking of which, that actually allows me to shift gears because you are a head coach. You just finished coaching high school. When I had you on, we looked at some of the new coaches. Yeah. Nate Oates over at Alabama, 14-11 on the season, 6-6 in conference play. Fred Horbert for Nebraska, 7-18 on the season, 2-12 on the year. Steve Alford for Nevada, 17-10, 10-5 in conference. Ron Hunter for Tulane, 10-15, 2-11 in conference play. Buzz Williams, Texas A&M, 12-12 on the season, 6-6 in conference play. Jerry Stackhouse for Vanderbilt, 9-17, 1-12 on the season. But this is where I want to start off with you, Ken. Juwan Howard, 16-9, 7-7 in Big Ten play. What happened to Michigan?
I think they kind of was playing over their heads. there for a little while. And I think they just kind of came back down to earth. They went on a nice run there in the beginning, early in the season. They
One,
yeah, they won that early was it Maui?
the Maui. You got to beat
Yeah,
some
yeah,
teams to win the
and they
Maui.
they beat some good teams, including North Carolina, although they kind of fell off the kind of
They beat
yeah,
Gonzaga
yeah, they
too.
kind of went off the rails after that. But yeah, I just think they I just think they came back down to earth, and because they're kind of a mix of veterans and young guys. So sometimes when you got young guys that are playing a lot of minutes, I kind of attest to this because we went through this, on high school level at the school where I coach at St. Joseph Academy. We went through the same thing where when you got a lot of young guys playing, they, you never know when they're going to have their freshman moments. Sometimes they have them at the worst possible time, so they can have good games and bad games, and so I think that's where Michigan came, where they just kind of their inexperience kind of got the best of them. But still, all considering, it's still out of all of the coaches that you mentioned, he probably has the best record out of all of the new coaches that's taken over the program. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, Jerry Stackhouse not having fun this day.
Yeah, but we talked about that, man. Like, Vanderbilt is such in terms of their high academic standards. It's almost like I think they call it the Princeton of the South or the Harvard of the South. I can't remember which one, but anyway, you kind of go through that situation where you gotta, it's hard to get the cream of the crop in terms of athletes, because they have such high academic standards. And normally, I hate to say it, but the truth is the truth. Normally, your greatest athletes are not the greatest students. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard when you got those type of athletic standards to get the really, the 5-star athletes that you need to compete in the SEC. So he's got his work cut out for him.
Steve Harvey ain't having a bad
No,
season. Just the fact that he's in the same coverage as the
yeah,
same.
yeah, definitely. And Steve Alford is a good coach. I think he, kind of got a little bit of a raw deal because, I want to say, I believe it was the year before. Yeah, the year before. The year before. All brother. Uh, is it Leangelo? Yeah, Leangelo. The year before that, they went to I believe it was to the Elite Eight when they lost to Kentucky. Either the Elite Eight or the Sweet 16. I can't remember which one. But he had a nice, he had a nice run there at UCLA. And then that, the whole controversy with LiAngelo happened with the, them stealing and all that. And then it kind of went off the rails. And I think they kind of gave him a bit of a raw deal because Mick Cronin is really struggling there in his first year.
And then we got two from the SEC. We got Buzz Williams at Texas A&M and Nate Oates at Alabama. Can either one make a tournament?
That's gonna be tough. Buzz Williams definitely not. I should say. Nate Oates, he's gonna have to probably get up to about. He's probably gonna have to get up to 20 to 21 wins, and win at least a game or two in the SEC tournament to really have a chance. But both of them, Texas A&M definitely not. I don't see them being able to make the tournament. But Alabama, they have an outside chance, I would say.
So those are the courses we was looking at coming into
Right.
the season. And Steve Alford keeping the battle above water. Nate Oates on the bubble. And according to Ken, Jerron Howard and Michigan team, they finally been brought back down to where they belong
Yeah.
at.
I just think it's it's hard. It takes, I should say, it takes time to build a program. So you got to give Coach Howard at least a whole a 4-year cycle so he can get his own recruits in there to see him really build that program. And I think he will.
Get you out of here on this. I'm gonna say a conference, and you tell me which team is favored to win the conference tournament.
Okay.
ACC.
I'm gonna go Louisville.
I'm gonna go Louisville. Go to the Big Ten.
Maryland.
Taking the Terps. SVP would be happy with that pick. Big 12.
Oh man, this is a tough call. Kansas has been, dominating that conference for so long, and Baylor seems like this may be their year. Oh man, I don't know if I can go against Kansas.
They're on a 24
They
game
are.
winning streak.
And I'm looking forward to seeing that game this weekend. Them in Kansas, that's going to be a great game. I'm really looking forward to watching that one. But if I gotta pick one, I'm gonna go with Baylor. They play great defense. I'm gonna go with Baylor.
Big East.
Seton Hall.
You know what? Ivy League. Because I caught that Harvard and Yale game. Very, very intriguing game.
Oh man,
lost.
I have no idea. I would be totally guessing. I'll guess Harvard just because I know Tommy Amaker has been building that program for a long time.
Going Harvard. SEC.
I can't go against Kentucky. I love their guards. And Nick Richards is playing really well.
Pac-12.
Oregon. I like Peyton Pritchard.
And give me a mid-major conference that everybody should be on the lookout for.
I gotta think about that. Oh, I'll go with Dayton.
Dayton.
I'll go with Dayton.
I thought St. Louis was with you.
They got a couple of good teams in the A-10.
So there you have it. A couple of weeks away from some of these conferences getting in a conference tournament played, and afterwards, it's the big one.
Yes, sir.
So good to have you on, Ken. Look forward to have you on more down the road because we're getting to that major conference. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, like I'm here to announce, I will be doing brackets this year, and I'll be hosting Hoops for.
I look forward to it, man. Anytime you want to talk hoops, I'm there.
All right, Ken. Until next time, we'll talk again.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And let's go ahead and we're going to round these things out. Let's finish up. Let's look at the AP Top 25 for this week as it stands right now. Number one, as usual, the Baylor Bears, 24-1 from the Big 12 on a 23-game winning streak. I said 24 earlier. 23-game winning streak. Number two, still at number two, the Gonzaga Bulldogs, 26-1 on the 18-game winning streak from the West Coast Conference. Number three, also from the Big 12, the Kansas Jayhawks, 23-3 on the season. They are on their 11-game winning streak right now. Number four, the San Diego State Aztecs, the lone unbeaten team at 26-0 from the Mountain West Conference. They just keep winning. Just like the song say, all they do is win, win, win. Gotta give them props. Coming at number five, the Dayton Flyers, who Brother Ken and I just talked about from the A-10, are on a 15-game winning streak right now. Number six, the first team from the Atlantic Coast Conference, the ACC, the Duke Blue Devils, led by Mike Krzyzewski, 22-3 on the season, on a 7-game winning streak right now. Coming in number seven, the Maryland Terrapins out of the Big Ten, 22-4 on the season. They are on a 9-game winning streak. Coming in Florida State Seminoles, 22-4 on the season. Coming at number 9, the Penn State Lady Lions, 20-6 on the season from the Big Ten. How long will they stay? Because they did just lose to Maryland. That's not too long. Upset by Indiana not too long ago. So we'll see how long that stays. Coming at number 10, rounding out the top 10, the Kentucky Wildcats on the Southeastern Conference, 21-5. They are on a 5-game streak right now. Beginning at number 11, the Louisville Cardinals from the ACC. They go from 5 to 11. They drop 6 spots because the two top 5 losses to unranked teams that they suffered. Georgia Tech, then Clemson dropped them from 5 to 6. Louisville, 21-5 on the season from the ACC at number 11. Number 12, the Villanova Wildcats, 19-6 from the Big East. Number 13, the Auburn Tigers, 22-3 from the Southeastern Conference. They dropped the big because they took a loss on the road to Missouri. Missouri caught the Auburn Tigers. At number 14, the Oregon Ducks, the first team out of the Pac-12, 20-6 on the season, and they continue to look forward. Coming at number 15, the Creighton Blue Jays, 21-6 on the season from the Big East. They are on a 4-game winning streak right now. Pirates, 18-7 from the Big East. They was on a 2-game losing streak, but they got that big win over Butler at the buzzer just then. Now, have fun with that. Seton Hall from the Big East. 17, West Virginia. The West Virginia Mountaineers from the Big 12, 19-7 on the season. Number 18, the Colorado Buffaloes, the second team from the Pac-12, 20-6 on the season. Looking to bounce back off that heartbreaking loss to Oregon this past weekend. We'll see can the Buffaloes bounce back and get in right shit back. Number 19, the Marquette Golden Eagles from the Big East, 17-8 on the season. Right now, they are on a 2-game losing streak. Can they turn it around? Number 20, the Iowa Hawkeyes, 18-8 from the Big Ten. Can they keep it going? They have a Wooden Player of the Year candidate in Luka Garza. Can the Hawkeyes keep it going? And then running out 21-25, the Butler Bulldogs from the Big East, who just lost to Seton Hall not too long ago. They are 19-8 on the season, so can they keep it going? 22, the Houston Cougars, 20-6 on the season from the American Conference. The lone American team from that conference, the Houston Cougars. 23, BYU Cougars, 21-7 from the West Coast Conference. You have 2 teams from the West Coast Conference now, not just one with this Gonzaga Florida. BYU has made the top 25. The West Coast Conference, they are getting notice. Arizona Wildcats ranked 24th from the Pac-12, 18-7 on the season. Then rounding out the top 25, guess who made it back in the rankings, ladies and gentlemen? From the Big Ten, it's the Ohio State Buckeyes. 17-8 on the season. It seems like the Buckeyes are starting to turn it around for them to get back in the rankings. But we'll see if they can keep it going because, that's where we stand at right now for the AP Top 25. With that being said, before I jump into the state of the Florida Gators, let's take a look at when this conference tournament starts. I did say in a couple of weeks, because we almost into a couple of weeks we'll be in March, and I have all the conference tournament dates and where they are being played at. So let me go in order from top to bottom, so you will have a list of the 2020 conference tournaments. Beginning with the American Conference, the American Conference will begin on March 12th through the 15th. They will be at Fort Worth, Texas. The defending champs will be the Cincinnati Bearcats. The ACC, March 10th through the 14th, Greensboro, North Carolina, as usual. The defending champs are the Duke Blue Devils. American East will be played on March 7th, March 10th, and March 14th. They'll be played at different campuses. Whoever's the home team will be played there. And the defending champs are Belmont. The conference tournament begins on March 11th. Through the 15th, Brooklyn, New York, the Barclays Center, and the defending champs. Let's jump down to the Atlantic Sun Conference. That would be the first conference to get. They'll begin on March 3rd, the 5th, and the 8th. Campus locations and the Liberty Frames are the defending champs, and they look good to repeat again because they are dominating the American Sun. The Big East, March 11th through the 14th. Madison Square Garden, we all know this, ladies and gentlemen. Madison Square Garden is the home of the Big East, and the defending champs will be the Villanova Wildcats. The Big Sky, March 11th through the 14th. Boise, Idaho. Your defending champs is Montana. The Big South will begin along with the ASUN on March 3rd, the 5th, the 6th, and the 8th campus locations. Gardner-Webb is the defending champs. The Big Ten will tip off their conference tournament March 11th through the 15th. Indianapolis, Indiana. The defending champs is the Michigan State Spartans. The Big 12 will tip off on March 11th through the 14th. Kansas, Missouri. And the defending champs is the Iowa State Cyclones. The Big West tournament March 12th through the 14th in Anaheim, California. And we're looking at UC Irvine as the defending champs. The Colonial, March 7th through the 10th. Washington, D.C. is the site. And Northeastern is the defending champs. Conference USA, March 11th through the 14th. Frisco, Texas. And we're looking at Old Dominion as the defending champs. March 3rd, the 5th, the 9th, and the 10th. Indianapolis. Northern Kentucky, your defending champs. The Ivy, Cambridge, Massachusetts, and the champs. The Atlantic Athletic Conference, March 10th through the 14th. Atlanta, New Jersey, Iona, the defending champs. The MAC Conference, March 9th, and then the 12th through the 14th. Beginning at the campus site and finishing off in Cleveland, Ohio. Buffalo, your defending champs. The MEAC Conference, March 9th. MEAC Conference, March 10th through the 14th. March 10th through the 14th. Norfolk, Virginia will be the site. And North Carolina Central, your defending champs. Missouri Valley Conference, March 5th through the 8th. St. Louis, Missouri. Bradley, your defending champs. The Mountain West Conference, March 4th through the 7th. Las Vegas, Nevada. You're going to hear Las Vegas, Nevada a couple more times, so be prepared. Las Vegas is a perfect spot. You're going to hear more. Las Vegas, Nevada will be the site, and Utah champs. I wonder if San Diego State is going to have something to say about that this year. The Northeast Conference, March 4th, 7th, and the 10th campus locations. And Fairleigh Dickinson, your defending champs. Ohio Valley Conference, March 4th through the 7th. Evansville, Indiana, and Murray State, your defending champs. Here comes Belmont. The Pac-12 Conference, their tournament begins March 11th through the 14th. Las Vegas, Nevada, and your defending champs, Oregon. The Patriot League, their conference tournament begins on the 3rd of March, the 5th, the 8th, and the 11th. Campus locations, and Colgate, your defending champs. The Southeastern Conference is off March 11th through the 15th. Nashville, Tennessee. Auburn, your defending champs. The Southern Conference, March 6th through the 9th. Asheville, North Carolina. Wofford, your defending champs. The Southland Conference, March 11th through the 14th. Cape, Texas. Abilene Christian, your defending champs. The Summit Conference, March 7th through the 10th. Sioux Falls, San Diego, North Dakota State, your defending champs. The Sun Belt Conference, March 7th, 9th, 11th, 14th through the 15th. Sign off with campus locations and finishing up in New Orleans, Louisiana, Georgia State, your defending champs. The Southwest Athletic Conference begins March 10th, the 13th through the 14th. Birmingham, Alabama. Prairie View A&M, your defending champs. The WAC Conference, March 12th through the 14th. Las Vegas, Nevada. New Mexico State, your defending champs. And then the West Coast Conference, March 5th through the 7th. And then the 9th and the 10th. Las Vegas, Nevada. St. Mary's, your defending champs. Not Gonzaga, St. Mary's. I wonder if Gonzaga remembers that well by the time the tournament play gets here. Watch out. Those are your 2020 conference tournament dates, sites, and 2019 defending champs. And with that being said, we are going to now shift gears here. Let's get into the state of the Florida Gators. When we last left off with the Florida Gators, it was back on February 5th when they had that 22-point comeback victory over the Georgia Bulldogs. And then we looked at them and said, you are 14-8, 6-3 in conference play. You got to get the 20 wins, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, according to Jordan Roddy for ESPN, the Gators are a last one in 10th seed type of team right now, which is not good at all. And to be quite honest with you, I'm get to how I really feel about when it comes to tournament play. But what's going on? So we had at Ole Miss on February 8th. We had at Texas A&M on the 12th. Home to Vanderbilt, a very emotional game, by the way. And that on the 15th. And then versus Arkansas on the 18th. So, 3-1 in that stretch, ladies and gentlemen. 3-1. After they overcome a 22-point deficit against Georgia, they went to Ole Miss and Oxford, Mississippi, and laid an egg. 68-51 beating by the Rebels of Ole Miss. Now, I didn't watch the game. I don't know what happened. I didn't see the game. I'm not going to act like I did. But you got your butts kicked by the Rebels. 14-9 on the season, 6-4 conference play. As a matter of fact, LSU has suffered. Don't ask me why, but Vanderbilt caught them in overtime, 99-90. And you come back and you lose to the, and you didn't. That was 2 weeks ago. That was on the 5th. You had 3 more games after that. So. After you got beat at Ole Miss, you took a trip to Texas. College Station, by the way. Texas A&M, Aggies, led by Buzz Williams, as me and Ken talked about. You returned the favor by beating the Aggies of Texas A&M in their own building, 84-66. No, 15-9 on the season, 7-4 in conference play. Now, if I'm looking at the wrong score, you beat Texas A&M 78-61. You 78-61. 15-9, 76, 7-4 in conference play. Okay, you keep them around. Auburn's starting to lose their way and stuff like that. Kentucky in dog fights. You got Auburn trying to get themselves back in order. You got some things going on. Okay, good morning. You come home on February 15th, 2020 on a Saturday night. And something special happened. The old County Center had its court named the Billy Donovan Court. Earlier in the season, you beat Vanderbilt 61-55 in their own place. Some people thought it should have been more. But it is what it is. A 6-point win, still a win. Billy Donovan returns to see his name put on the court and called Billy Donovan Court. Al Horford, Joakim Noah, Bradley Beal, a host of Florida Gators return to see the special occasion. And you did what you supposed to have done. You beat down Jerry Stackhouse and the Vanderbilt Commodores 84-66. That's what you do. 16-9 on the season, 8-4 in conference play. We still hanging around the double bye for the conference tournament right now. Kentucky, Auburn, LSU, and Florida. Top 4 seeds right now. Okay, we hanging in there. And then you got to play Arkansas on the 18th. You take care of Arkansas. You struggled a bit. They had a tough time. You had a lead. They came back. But you kept them at a distance. Which is a good thing. You beat Arkansas 73-59. That puts you at 17-9 on the season and 9-4 in conference play, which is good because you're hanging around. You're holding on to that double bye when conference tournament begins. So yeah. So you're 17-9 on the season, 9-4 in conference play. Probably still a 3 seed right now to Jordan. Probably still a 3 seed. I'm still iffy if I want y'all in the tournament. I don't know if y'all got what it takes to make a deep run in this tournament. I'm kind of skeptical here. One of all can come together and you really play the game of basketball. So as it stands right now, Kentucky's in first place. As of right now, Kentucky's in first with they got a 2-game lead on everybody. It's Kentucky 11-2, Auburn, LSU, and Florida all at 9-4, South Carolina is at 8-4. Mississippi State is at 7-5, followed by Texas A&M at 7-6, along with Tennessee at 7-6. Then you got Alabama 6-7, Missouri 5-8, Arkansas 4-9, along with Ole Miss, and Georgia and Vanderbilt don't look like to be much of a threat. So Kentucky has 2-game leads on everybody, which is an interesting thing because guess who we play next, ladies and gentlemen? The Florida Gators are going to Rupp Arena to take on the Kentucky Wildcats for round 1 of the 2 of this season. You want to lock yourself in on a tournament bid? Go to Rupp Arena and take down the 10th ranked team in the country. And that actually put the season at 19. No, taking top 5. That actually put us somewhere between 20 and probably 30 top 10 teams being upset by unranked teams. There's a lot of upsets going on this season. Why don't you add one player to yourself? Go ahead, take down 10th ranked Kentucky Wildcats in their own building. Lock yourself in as a tournament team. Do that. Then once you do that, you can return the favor to LSU back in games for them narrowly escaping us in Death Valley. We can return the favor on the 26th, and then we go to Tennessee on the 29th. That's on the business. I would like to have a good win on that one on the road. Then we're gonna go to Athens on March 4th. We're gonna give them a beating that they deserve, and show them why you don't mess with the Florida Gators basketball team. And then we finish the season at home on March 7th against the same Kentucky Wildcats that we take on this week, this Saturday. So that's where we stand at right now. And before I continue on, I went to social media, I went to Facebook because I'm in a Florida Gators Facebook page group, and I asked my fellow Gator fans, what state do they think the Gators are at right now before we go into this big game at Rupp Arena here? And this was a couple of them had to say, shall we? So let's look here and see what we had and see what we said. Some will have no idea. Some will like to wait. Let's see. Regular Chris said he'll wait till Sunday, which means he's gonna wait after he watches Kentucky and Florida go at it. Spends a day we're going over what just happened, and then he'll give me an evaluation. Adam Wade has no idea at this point in time right now. Dennis Tux says, my biggest concern is the lack of talent the Gators have on the inside. The big men are weak. Even Blackshear has not played lately. Blackshear, you was the number one side out transfer. When you was in the ACC, you was doing whatever you can down North Carolina, Virginia, Louisville, Duke. Where's that same passion at now with the Gators, man? I need that to show up Saturday, 6 p.m. This is rivalry day for the Florida Gators. Show up. Terry Gibson says, in good shape. UK is a very beatable team for us if they play a whole game. Yes, I agree with you, Terry. Play a whole game, Gators. You guys play a whole game. You guys go to what you have to play an entire whole game. You can't be playing around, can't be fooling around. You got to play a whole game here. This is Kentucky Wildcats. We're going into their building. They're not ranked 10th in the country. Rise up. Rise up. That's all I got to say. Rise up. So right now, the state of Florida Gators has been worried. At one point, I didn't want them in the tournament. But as lately, they've been trying to get it together. So we're going to see what happens on Saturday. And then they finish it off with Kentucky. We're going to see. We got 5 games left. Right now, you're in the tournament. You're in the 10th spots. Do you want to stay at 10? Do you want to move up? Or do you want to get kicked out? It's up to you. Mike White team together. Noah Lockett's not to show up. Scotty Lewis is playing well. Omar Payne, who owned Vanderbilt, is showing up. I need Nemhart to be in the point guard that he needs to be. So, Trey Mann, I need you to become the man that you need to be. So, you guys, y'all got the talent. Y'all starting to piece y'all rotation together. Let's make it happen. That's for that. No, we have covered the key games in February so far. We have Brother Ken on, and we had talked about some coaches. We talked about what we've been looking at. We talked about conference tournaments and when do they begin and stuff like that. You know what? Let's look forward to Saturday because we already know my Gators are going to Rupp Arena to take on the Kentucky Wildcats. But what's going on before then? 12 noon. College game day. Are they in Waco or in the? I believe they in Waco, Texas. I could be wrong. Let me go find it. I believe they in Waco, Texas. Either way, the Big Ten is the spotlight for Saturday. Yes, they are in Waco, Texas, 12 noon. Number 1 Baylor Bears are hosting number 3 Kansas Jayhawks. The Big 12 is up for grabs. This game will go along with the tournament. Who's going to take on the Big 12 regular season title? Will it be Baylor? Will it be the Jayhawks? Also at 12, CBS, we got the Tennessee Volunteers on the road to take on 13th ranked Auburn Tigers. It's Volunteers and it's Tigers then on Fox. 19th ranked Marquette Golden Eagles take on the Providence. ESPN2 has the defending chance though. UVA Cavaliers on the road to take on Pitt. I'm starting to see something here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep it going. What else is on tap? You got 22 Houston on the road at Memphis, 2 p.m. on ESPN2. That's something to look at. Michigan at Purdue, 2 p.m. on ESPN. That's something to look at. Villanova, ranked 12th in the country, is at Xavier, 2:30 on Fox. That's something to look at. SMU is at Tulsa. Tulsa's having a surprising season, by the way. I don't know what has happened, but I need to catch me a Tulsa game real quick. I need to say if this team is really good or the teams that they playing are underestimating them. Either way, I got to see a Tulsa game. What else we got going on? Ward wins in North Carolina. Oh boy, talking about a team who can't keep a lead. My goodness, a team that is failing and failing. They got to go to number 11 Louisville, 4 p.m. on ESPN. We'll see how that goes. What else we got on tap for Saturday? Saturday is a big day for a lot of teams. As we mentioned at 6 p.m., my guys are at Kentucky. We also got Texas Tech is at Iowa State on ESPNU. Remember, Texas Tech was a Final Four team, and Iowa State won the Big 12 tournament last year. See how that goes. What else we got going on? We got 14 ranked Oregon Ducks at 24th ranked Arizona, 9 p.m. ESPN. Ooh, you might want to catch that game. And those of you who are on the West Coast and those of you who stay up on the East Coast. Number 2 Gonzaga Bulldogs. They're on the road to take on the Cougars of 23rd ranked BYU. That's a real game for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. ESPN2. Hey, that's a game to watch for the West Coast. So you got games to look at here. You got matchups. We got a lot of them. But now, as we get ready to close out of here, because got you caught up on everything you need to be caught up on. So tomorrow, you guys will have Dallas tomorrow. They'll do some more NFL talk. Off-season talk, should I say, because he decide. But as far as I know, I think he's going to talk about Joe Burrow. He's going to talk about what's going on in Carolina. Of course, he can talk about Jaguar. He's a Jaguar fan. You got to talk about Jaguar. But you got those coming. So you listen to the last episode. Continue to listen. Give your support. Not only to just me, but to him as well, because he's doing what he can for the off season. Got some stuff going on in football right now. If you caught me this morning, you probably heard me on Snowman in the Morning. Yes, I enjoy being on Snowman in the Morning with Brian Snow. I enjoy being on this podcast. We talked about the NBA All-Star Game. There's some questions on there about the second half of the season. But you can catch me on there tomorrow as well as I continue to talk about college shoes. This time I do Snowman in the Morning. We're going to talk some college shoes. That should be fun. a lot of fun with that. See how that goes. If I can think of, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I will be doing a tournament bracket challenge. Still coming up with some prizes. It's gonna be more than two at least. One will be some type of cash money reward, and the other one will be a merchandise. As you guys haven't known yet, we're already getting shirts done. We already got some shirts done, and it came out the way we wanted. We're gonna try to have some more shirts done. So whoever comes in probably, I think second place will get a shirt, and whoever comes in first will probably get some type of cash reward, whether it's a gift card or cash out, recipient of money, whatever it is. I'm working on it right now, so be on the lookout for that. And because this tournament is very unpredictable. Nobody knows for sure who's going to win this tournament. Baylor, Gonzaga, Kansas, San Diego State, Dayton, Duke have been the most consistent teams thus far. So we'll see how long this goes. So when that time comes, and plus when that time comes, I have how to get involved and stuff like that. And thank you for the support. I thank you guys for the support. Catch us on Anchor, catch us on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Radio Public. Also catch us on RTL Sports 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Those of you who are listening to those of you who are waiting for that, thank you for watching us on there too, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Thursdays. As always, down at the Playmaker Sons on Facebook, Playmaker 20 or V20 Playmaker for Twitter. Same thing with the Instagram. If you want to get at me personally, if you want to get at the page, Playmaker stuff for Twitter, the Playmaker Vlog for the Facebook page. Let us know what you think. Let us know how you feel. Leave us a rating if you're on Apple. Follow us if you're on any other platform. And let us know how you feel. Let us know what you can do. And we're still working on growing the podcast. We're still working on other things. And we're still looking at the ways to get y'all involved. So thank you for your time. Enjoy your episode. Enjoy your day. And I'll holler at y'all tomorrow on Snowman Show. And then I'll holler at y'all next week. We're going to do one more NBA episode next week before we fully dive into March Madness. Talk to y'all later.